expect at the beginning of the day when they get there. At the end of the day, it's a lot more positive. Okay, they realize that it's a day for themselves. It's their training. The platoon sergeant, platoon leader is in charge of it. They're running it. If they bring concurrent training with them, there's a little bit of time in between. We've had, I think we're on our 21st platoon today. At the end of the day, they get a class from the chaplain. They get one from the safety guy, Safety Bob, and then I get to talk to them. And that's when it gets real interesting. Okay, we ask them about the same questions. Every single one of the platoons, all 21 of them, every time they do this thing. Okay, and it's interesting to listen to the feedback we get out of it. Okay, it has a lot to do with taking care of soldiers. It has a lot to do with the Iron Horse Big 8. It has a lot to do with safety. Okay, but I will tell you something. The biggest problem I'm having right now, and I'll tell you, when I pull a patrol over out of the gate, and I'll tell you that part of it before I get into this thing. Okay, you got to understand something. That's 27 of my years and standing there with my PSD guys pulling a patrol over. I know what I'm looking for. Okay, and I know what I need to look for. I'm reduced to that right now because I don't feel like I can go spend more of my time out in the battlefield going to the cops and the JSS because I think we got some unsafe things going on out there since platoons move out as platoons doing patrols. Okay, just recently I decided let me stop again, stop some patrols, pull them over. Okay, you'd be shocked to see what I find in some of these vehicles. It makes me sick in a way because sometimes I find a lot of seatbelt issues. Okay, a TC's in a vehicle with no seatbelt, but the driver's got a seatbelt on. So you got to ask yourself this: what kind of message is that sending to anyone? Of when we talk about we take care of soldiers, the mission is to bring your soldiers over here. You train them hard. Okay, you're going to do everything in your ability to protect them, give them the best equipment. We have the best equipment in the world. Okay, take care of these soldiers with, and get them back in one piece the best you can. Okay, we already know that there are IEDs and EFPs out there. We already know there's snipers out there. That's a risk. All right, but when we start adding to it, to the pool of it, it doesn't help. All right, recently we've had MRAPs turn over, flip over. We've had soldiers die from vehicle rollovers. All right, so at the end of the day, when I'm talking to them, one of the questions I ask is, I ask them to raise their hand on this. I said, how many of you have not worn a seatbelt since you've been in country? Okay, surprisingly, I think it's surprisingly because I think we ought to have better control of it, a lot of hands go up. All right, and then I said, okay, I got that. And then I asked them, give me the justifications for it. All right, so I hear these things. I hear, well, it's too hard to put a seatbelt on. All right, depending on whether you're in an MRAP or 1151. And then I hear, well, I'm not comfortable putting a seatbelt on. There's a fear of, if the vehicle rolls over, I can't get out of it. If it's burning, I can't get out of it. If it rolls into the water, I can't get out of it. Okay? The next one, these are common. You know what? They all say the same thing. The next one is, I get in and out of the vehicle so many times that it just doesn't make sense to put a seatbelt on. Okay? The other one is, what's the chances? So I come back to them and I say, well, what are the chances? Do you think if we knew who in here was next to get hit by an EFP or an IED and flip your vehicle, I think we'd do something about that, but we don't know. None of us in here write that script. I don't write it, all right? All the experience in the world, and I don't know what it is, all right? So what we come back and tell you to do is make sure every soldier is wearing a seatbelt.